I'm Cregan. Let's do this. So far, Mod 20 has been a big letdown. Cryptic had a lot of build-up and hype leading up to its launch with the combat rework and companion changes. The excitement of these changes, along with new content, brought back a lot of returning players, along with bringing in some new first-time players. Things really looked like they were going to take a big turn for the better. Then, they dropped a big pile of garbage in our laps. Before I go into the negative, I did want to take a quick look at some of the positives. They brought us a new dungeon with Vault of the Stars to challenge board and game players. The visuals and graphics of the new zone are pretty amazing. And they did away with having to level up your companion in between upgrading rarities. However, there's been a lot wrong with this release. Number one, a large number of players hate the combat rework, and in my opinion, it did nothing to make the stats easier to understand like they claimed it would. Cryptic said these changes were necessary for balance of future content. Then when they actually released the new content, there was nothing to prove to the community that the changes were necessary. As a matter of fact, it either bugged old content or made it much harder for the same meager rewards as before. Which leads me to topic number 2. Old content is now taking 2 to 3 times longer than it used to, but there has been, as of yet, no attempt to balance rewards to reflect that change. Cryptic had said in a previous statement that they were going to fix this, but in the meantime, they could at least give us Dungeon Delvers events 100% of the time until they can actually fix this mess. Number 3. This wonderful new content that they promised us just seems to be reskinned old content. Part 1 left us with more grinding weeklies and dailies for about 30 to 45 minutes, then just running the same boring heroics over and over and over again. And so far, what info they have released about Part 2 just seems to be more of the same. That isn't new content. New content would be a nice long string of one-time quests to further the storyline, or having rare mob spawns drop profession supplies so craftsmen can use trade skills to create best-in-slot gear, or the introduction of a faction system where you need to complete tasks and kill enemies to align yourself with different factions to complete different quest arcs. You can pretty much look to any other MMO game out there for new ideas for new content. It doesn't have to be an original concept, just new to Neverwinter. Number 4. The removal of bonding runestones along with the runestone exchange devastated an already broken economy. The huge spike in availability of astral diamonds all at once severely inflated the auction house and took the Zax exchange backlog to all new heights. Number 5. Somehow, the queue times have gotten way longer. Before all this rework, as a DPS, I could queue up for an RTQ or an REDQ in under 10 minutes. But now those same queues can take up to an hour at times. Before the changes, a quick queue time for me was around 2 to 3 minutes, and now I get excited if it's anything under 15 minutes. I can keep going with problems, as can a growing number of frustrated players. But what can Cryptic do to solve this? First, I'd like to say that Galactic Underwear made a great list, and I'll leave a link to his video in the description below. But here, I wanted to highlight what I see as a priority, and this list is in no particular order. Number 1, balance the reward chests for queues to the time it now takes. Number 2, fix the queue system so there aren't crazy long wait times, especially during off-peak periods. Number 3, fix the economy. One way I could see them doing this is to remove the Zax exchange altogether and making Zen sellable on the auction house with no limits or restrictions. This would allow immediate fulfillment and pull a serious amount of AD out of the game and create a free market economy. Number 4, fix the old content bugs that were made worse by the rework. Number 5, create unique world events, kind of like GM and guide events in EverQuest. Number 6, add more central storyline quests. Number 7, if Cryptic can't invest in creating new content, let the players do it by bringing back the Foundry. Number 8, make guilds relevant again for something other than just chatting and boon points. Why can't we have something along the lines of a guild raid event, or something like an RTQ that requires more people? That way guilds and alliances can run them together. Bring back old and removed content. Running the same old time sinks over and over again is boring, and we need variety. Number 10, add a boss mob that can drop loot that has a small chance of spawning in any and every skirmish, dungeon, and trial. It can be something as simple as like a specter that has a small chance of spawning on the death of any mob inside the queues. Number 11, do away with heroics and other time-gated dailies and weeklies. It's just a crutch for lazy content creation. Every time you release a new module, it should be completely new and unique. Anyway, I've done enough rambling for now. I could go on and on and on about this topic. Please leave me a comment below with your ideas and thoughts. The only way Cryptic is going to take any suggestions seriously is if they see a large enough chunk of the game population are demanding a change. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. So until next time, Crag and Smash.